The home of the YouFly, a next-generation compact airborne personal vehicle, is to be found here at Enteco's office in Perth, Western Australia.
Oh, that's absolutely amazing.
Thanks.
Managing Director Kim Schlunker founded Enteco in 2004 after 10 years as Chief Executive of a high-profile global engine technology company.
In that industry, it seemed to me that the next generation product would be airborne and allow people to go beyond jet skis and snowmobiles, etc., which operate in two dimensions. Having focused strongly on fun, you then develop a scientific explanation for fun, and it turns out that people derive most fun from acceleration on their bodies, and we came up with a value of close to 1G as the sensation that people like. And so we decided we'd build this into a craft, which became the YouFly.
The YouFly is the unique result of 7 years of intensive research, high-tech engineering, and the commitment of carefully selected teams that collaborated to realise the vision of this unique vehicle.
Before the YouFly could take shape, we wanted to build a complete working scale model of it. And so we built a small scale model, the MUPOD, which is an exact quarter scale model, and proved out the principle of flight. We also built a full scale model. And this successfully lifted me off the ground in mid-2007. It was heavily tethered, but we learned an awful lot of the things that we had to work on to make a successful product.
Today, scale models belong to the past. The YouFly's unique design is ready to take on the sky.
First of all, on top here we have the most important control surface, which is the skirt, which is comprised of 18 petals, and that allows us to control the roll and pitch of the machine, and therefore its forward motion and its motion in most directions. This is actually controlled by 3 actuators that are mounted in the chassis underneath, and the lower tip is moved backwards and forwards to vary the centre of lift. When we remove the petals, we see the cockpit and stator unit, which is an integrated unit. This of course has the cockpit for the pilot, and the batteries are under his seat. The stator unit also pre-rotates the air and resists the torque generated by the rotor. If we remove the stator and body assembly, we can then see the rotor. This rotor is about 2 metres in diameter and puts about 60 cubic metres of air per second through it in order to generate the thrust for the craft. So this leads us to the final part of the assembly, which is the chassis. This assembly contains the yaw vane structure, which controls the rotation of the craft. It also contains, importantly, the motors and speed controllers, which controls the amount of thrust that the craft generates. And also importantly, it has the suspension system, and it also is buoyant in itself. It's a hollow toroidal carbon fibre structure that controls the craft to be high enough in the water to start the rotor and take off from water. In conclusion, I'd like to reiterate Enteco's design philosophy for the YouFly, which was to create a craft that generated fun, and in particular generated high levels of acceleration on the body of the pilot and gave him the sensations that we're looking for. Weights or pressure drops for these, do we?
Yeah.
The YouFly we see today is the result of the cooperation of several professional teams, each with their own specific expertise.
It's been an absolute joy to watch the collaboration forming between these teams, and that includes collaboration with the University of Western Australia and their skills. But we have a team that does the flight mechanics, we have a team that does the materials, we have a team that does the engineering, a team that does the electrical design side of the craft, and it's been a very successful coming together, and they've all pulled off this the realisation of this vision.
In the world of compact airborne personal vehicles, the YouFly is setting a new and compelling standard.
Well, we certainly see the YouFly progressing beyond the recreational applications to perhaps rescue operations and things like that. But ultimately its destiny might be to alleviate congestion in urban commuting. And we think that the flight technology may be useful because it's compact and usable by everybody, and therefore it may have a future in the transport sector.